white speckled stuff, that is the calcite that helps to make the blue holes blue. The fossils are coming up momentarily. So the horn corals are these two small gray bumps up here, the ones that went extinct before dinosaurs. I'm going to open up my light in a moment so you can look around a bit more. We will also see some stalactites along this area. So pretty much any small gray bump on this ceiling that is not a stalactite is going to be one of those fossils. You all can touch the water now if you would like. We are not close to hitting any rocks through here.
The hand on the side.
It's cold.
A little bit cold, isn't it?
Reach it in.
Oh, wow.
Got some cold water.
Now that you have touched the water, let's talk about what lives in it. Yeah,
you did that before.
So, on this side of the dam, 3 feet below in the sediment, we have the very same crawdads that we see out in the valley. They still have a light brown color pigment to their skin. They have not adapted to the cave's darkness yet. There's the emergency exit again, by the way, another little angle on it. Now on the other side of the dam, where there is not any light whatsoever, we have the pigmentless and eyeless southern cave fish. With those two creatures, you can see their internal organs moving, like their heart and stuff. You can see all of that. And those fish have their eye sockets, but they don't have any eyes, because why bother developing eyes when you don't need to use them, right? Completely dark where those fish live. So when the fish swim, they can sense the vibrations objects make in the water. It is very similar to bats using echolocation when they fly at night. Now, we don't have a very high bat population in our cave. We are considered as a wet cave by geologists, meaning we like to flood. So during the day, our bats are sleeping out in the valley under leaves and tree bark. At night, the bats are more active, eating about 1,000 mosquitoes in one evening. Now, in all the years that I've worked here, I've seen at most 10 bats in this cave at one time. But we do see 3 species. They're mostly here from November through February when we don't get as much rainfall. But it's been kind of rainy this year, so I have not seen a single bat in this cave this year. But the most commonly seen bats are the tricolor and little brown bats. They resemble fuzzy brown chicken nuggets. They're very tiny. We also have a big brown bat that is about the size of a walnut. So the bats are not very big. Even the fish in the water, they only grow a few inches in length. But the fish can live up to about 70 years long. One of the main food sources is guano, also known as bat poop. But since we don't have a lot of bats, the fish can go almost a half a year without eating a single drop of food. So if you look up this direction, can you see this opening with a metal pole in the middle? Right up there?
Yeah.
All right, that is a room that sits about 20 feet below the surface of our cave. That room used to be open to the outside by a flowstone that has collapsed over time due to natural causes. That was an entry point for Paleo Native Americans who were here about 11,000 years ago. Now, they were migratory, following herds of mammals going from one place to another at different times of the year. So out of this rock, they fashioned very large hunting implements known as Clovis and Dalton points. If you're not familiar, the points look like your hands when you hold them up like this. Very long and narrow with sharp edges like a steak knife. Can you all still hear me okay in the back? Okay, cool. So we have found a couple of those points on our property dating to a few thousand years ago. We also found some very small arrowheads in the cave and valley. Those were used by the archaic Native Americans a few thousand years later. Now, the archaic Native Americans, they had a little bit of a more permanent residence in our cave. Up in that area, they set up a trading post and used bits of animal bone and mussel shell pieces as currency for trading of goods and supplies with other tribes at the time. We also found some old fire pits up there and some of those currency pieces. Unfortunately, we have not found any